This is the Black Information Network Daily Podcast, and I am your host, Ramses Ja. And sometimes the amount of stories that make their way to us means that we simply can't cover everything that comes our way. But from time to time, a story just stays with me, and I feel compelled to share it with you and give you my thoughts. And now, one more thing. Okay, so you knew we had to talk about it, and now's the time that we do. I'm going to share a little bit of background for those that may not know from Rolling Stone. Right-wing extremists, white nationalists, and neo-Nazis are celebrating an alarming gesture made by the world's richest man. At a post-inauguration rally on Monday, Elon Musk thanked Donald Trump's supporters with a gesture that resembled a Roman salute, first putting his palm to his chest and then extending a stiff right arm toward the crowd at a slight elevation with his palm down. It wasn't a one-off. He later repeated the gesture. Musk's sway in the new administration is hard to overstate. The billionaire spent hundreds of millions to get Trump elected and has been sitting shotgun for much of the transition period, helping Trump shape his cabinet and incoming administration. Trump has tasked Musk to lead the Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, a quasi-governmental effort to eliminate hundreds of billions in federal spending. And in his inauguration speech, Trump also embraced Musk's life goal of colonizing Mars as a part of America's manifest destiny. Regardless of whether the South African-born Musk intended the salute as a Sieg Heil salute favored by the followers of Adolf Hitler in World War II, as some online commentators have suggested, it was eagerly received that way by extremists online. Alternative explanations for the gesture are plausible. Musk is socially awkward, and he may have been stiffly trying to throw love to the crowd for helping put Trump back in office.
Quick question, because I'm a little less learned or a little less scholarly than you. What does the word plausible mean?
Not impossible. Even
likely? Not to be dismissed?
Yes, indeed. Now, I think that this part is written just kind of facetiously, but we'll read all the way through it. Okay. Here's a quote from Elon Musk. He says, "My heart goes out to you." That's what he said after he did the gesture a second time. Okay. However, Musk has allied himself with far-right movements in Europe, including the extremist German party AfD. After purchasing Twitter, which he renamed X, he welcomed long-banned white nationalists back onto the platform in the name of free speech. And his X account is sometimes hard to distinguish from far-right extremists. In the late 2023 year, he went on a so-called apology tour to Israel after responding to a post about an anti-Semitic conspiracy theory on X with the words, "the actual truth." He often posts Pepe frogs and other images and memes associated with the alt-right, including recently temporarily adopting the handle Kikis Maximus. Okay. So, this article, I felt reputable. Rolling Stone, we all kind of know that Rolling Stone has retained some elite level journalists since, a lot of, the traditional magazines have kind of gone online or whatever. Rolling Stone is still one of the magazines that holds weight in this space,
and haven't gone completely to freelance.
Right. And and then this article obviously states again the plausibility of Elon Musk being sort of socially awkward, maybe have made a mistake, blah, 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 that sort of thing. So it did speak on that, but I don't think the article really gave any real credence to that being as likely, because obviously the article lists the fact that Elon Musk has, for all intents and purposes, embraced a lot of what the far right, Nazis included, white nationalists, white supremacists included, have come to use frequently in their communications and so forth. And so, I think that what they said effectually was that his Twitter account is indistinguishable from a far right like a Nazi account. So when he does this salute, again, it is more likely that that was what he was intending to do than for what excuses people are trying to assign to him.
Yeah.
So and another thing, before I let you loose, because I know that we wanted to talk about this before, we're just now getting to it.
You don't gotta let me loose, man. I don't have a whole lot, honestly. I don't have a whole lot on none of this.
Well, then I'll say this, and then we'll just get your thoughts. But I wanted to make sure that I restate the fact that, if nothing else, the far right is loving this. They're loving it. They're using it. They've gifted and turned it into some digital assets that they can use to, again, kind of suggest, okay, we got the world's richest man on our side doing our gesture on a national stage at the Trump inauguration. We're way up. The white flame is burning bright again, and all that sort of nonsense. So yeah, we're here.
They are way up. You know what I mean? Like, this isn't even one of those moments where we can front like they're not. Mm-hmm. They are way up.
Super up, yeah.
They are running the world, literally, as a collective. And as we look left and right at each other and blame each other for everything that's wrong, as we look at them and see them somehow as even in some way an answer to some of our problems, which is insane.
Okay.
And I don't mean we as a collective, but too many. Even if it's not a majority, even if it's not close to majority, it's too many. It's not none. And it's some people with some influence. For most of our lives, those who reached a level of affluence, a level of financial independence, wealth, and celebrity have all just been that: celebrities, famous people, entertainers. And because of that, they've had the most notoriety and the most influence. The richest among us, then the most popular and famous among us hasn't always been our orators and our scholars. It's been our athletes and our singers and our rappers. Mm-hmm. And a lot of them put on their tuxedos and went and performed and toasted and celebrated with the other side.
Yeah.
And, Nelly says, prove it. Y'all say he a white supremacist, prove it. Y'all talking about back in the 80s when he wouldn't rent to black people? Like, that's not enough. Because he said it like that. Like, y'all talking about that old stuff? So I wonder if the salute helped to calibrate his head a little bit as to what we've been pointing to. And like I said before, man, I pinned a comment in the live. Everything that man said he was going to do, he's doing from right now. Mm-hmm. Not in months, not in weeks. That man took his oath, not on the Bible, because of course not, and then took out his pen and started writing executive orders for all of the most divisive, disgusting, evil, mean-spirited things that he could to offend and hurt the most people as possible. Yeah. And people are like, I even saw somebody trying to big him up, and the comment was, man, he's doing more on his first day than any other president's ever done. Well, yeah. When you have unchecked power, you can do that. When you have all three branches of government have packed and will overpack the Supreme Court with people who owe their position to you and who don't even pretend to be unbiased. Yeah, you can from day one throw the Constitution away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't have a whole lot. Like, it's watching people do mental gymnastics and be just intellectually dishonest with themselves and with us. And it's more insulting when you do it to me. If you lie to yourself, that's cool. Lying to me is mean. Especially when you're telling me I don't see what I see.
Yeah, it's right there.
If it's my imagination, which it's not. Some of my friends know that I have a disdain for Trump. So they feel like I color the racism and the bigotry and the ignorance and the evil into the things that he does. I'm like, no, that's not me. I don't like him because he's that way. Y'all acting like I paint him that way because I don't like him. I don't know the man. So all I know is what I see, and almost all of it is disgusting.
Yeah.
If your mom was dating that man, you wouldn't like it. If that man was teaching your children in school, you wouldn't like it. So why you gonna pretend to me because he helping you get to the bag so you think that he's somehow some decent human that I'm supposed to respect and look at the good side of it? There's no good side. There's no silver lining. There's no thing that he's doing that's going to be beneficial to us in any way. So it's really, really hard for me, man.
Let me do this. Let's say there is a Nelly, right? Or people that think like Nelly. Man, you know, Trump did all that stuff back in the day. Like he's a Trump apologist, right? So this hypothetical person who might be listening to this episode right now was like, yo, these two guys are always giving Trump a hard time. They might say, well, that was Elon Musk. That wasn't even Trump that did that. So I want to say this. There's a saying in Germany, because obviously Germany.
How ironic.
Yeah, but it'll make sense in a second. This saying came about after World War II. And the saying, I can't like translate it directly, but it's effectively, if there's a table with 3 Nazis at the table, and you sit at the table with the 3 Nazis, then now there's 4 Nazis at the table, right? And so the idea was, because Germany really wanted to distance themselves as a state, as a nation state, from the Nazi party.
Yeah.
So this was the thinking, and this is a common saying, which is why I know it here in America, where they, like the people, distance themselves from Nazis and from that party and from that way of thinking.
Yeah.
And that statement in and of itself suggests that by even associating with people that feel this way, behave this way, think this way, whatever, that you are supporting them, you are giving them license to continue to exist out in public with their idea, whatever. You're validating them somehow, right? So to the Nelly in this example, or people that feel like Nelly that would apologize for, or they wouldn't apologize, but Trump apologists would say, or Trump defenders that would say, well, Donald Trump didn't do that. Well, his best friend did, for all intents and purposes. And then Trump goes and sits down at the table with this guy. Now, we've already established that Elon Musk's Twitter feed is indistinguishable from a far right Twitter feed, and we know full well that Nazism falls right on the far right. The reason that you and I don't use Twitter anymore, we deleted our accounts, is because Elon Musk, first order of business, let the N-word come back to Twitter.
We got to get all these far right white Christian nationalist hate groups back on the app.
Right.
That was the actual goal.
Mm-hmm. And
because it's free speech and they deserve to be here too.
Unless you're saying something bad about Elon Musk, in which case he'll ban your account.
Yes.
So he's not a free speech absolutist. He is, I don't know what the word is when a person has a lot of power and they wield it how they so choose, not according to any real moral standard or with any real consistency. Yeah. But that's what he's been. So we decided that that's not for us. But that needs to be stated to the Nelly in this hypothetical situation. Also, I think that it's important to interject that it is not impossible that Elon Musk might harbor some of these feelings genuinely, legitimately. Because Elon Musk's father is on record saying that Elon's grandparents were Nazi sympathizers. And they were part of the Nazi party in Canada, right? So all of the connective tissue is there.
And very connected to apartheid in South Africa.
Thank you.
Which
so what? Let me stick the landing. So again, we're back at the point where, Nelly, you have to ignore all of this stuff. I keep hitting this. but you have to ignore all this stuff in order to make your version of reality likely. And then you're trying to convince everyone else that we're tripping when we actually saw it happen and he did it twice. And so, again, for all the people that are, Elon Musk fanboys, that, for some people, for people on the far right, sure, it looks great. You have this white man who is the richest guy in the world, and he has achieved all the things that you'll never achieve, and he's done it for the white race or whatever. You know what I mean? He talks how he wants to talk. Somehow this guy represents something to you.
He represents strength to them.
Right.
But even if he's disgusting, he has shown that he can do whatever he wants.
Right. And
that's not a false sense of power. That's power. I don't rock with dude, but that's power.
Yeah, no,
I can do whatever I want in front of everyone, get convicted of it, and nothing's going to happen to me.
Sure.
As a matter of fact, I'm going to run for president again and win.
Yeah.
There's no bigger flex.
Yeah.
So if you have the same mindset as him, y'all just won the championship of the world.
Forever.
You know what I mean? Like, there's no bigger flex than that. So I can get how all people who have a little bit of toxicity in their mind can see that and be like, damn.
Yeah.
Dude really can do whatever he wants and can't nobody say nothing? Sheesh, maybe I should get down with that.
Yeah. I still think that there are more of us who push back against a rechronicling of a narrative, a retelling of a story that we witnessed with our own eyes. There's a significant number of us that push back against fascism, that push back against all this sort of stuff. And for those people, I think it's important for me to say you're not crazy and you're not alone. Because for all the people that jumped on TV and says, well, Elon Musk he has a mental, whatever his mental thing is, and he sometimes gets hyperstimulated and does things. Okay. The reaching, you know what I mean, is often enough for people to question themselves, like, wait, am I crazy? Because I saw him do it. He did it twice. He did it to the crowd and turned around and did it to the flag. And there's a different way to do it. And to all those people that would apologize for him, if what Elon Musk did was okay, then you do it. Do it next time you're in front of a crowd. If what he did was okay, then you do it. Do it at your children's school. If what Elon Musk did was okay, do it in a public space because it's okay, right? If you're going to say that what Elon Musk did was all right, then you do it. Prove it. Stand on it. And as you're going through, the permutations, the mental exercises of where could I do this, and you realize that there's nowhere you could do it because it is wrong, I want you to ask yourself, why is it that you're trying to make it right for Elon Musk?
I just wish right and wrong still existed.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not about to kid nobody. Sure, go do that at your job. What's going to happen? They fire you, you sue them. They win, you appeal. They win, you appeal. They win, you appeal. Now you're at the Supreme Court. Who you think they're going to side with?
Yeah.
Right? So if there's more of us than them, then where were we? Yeah. Why did we stop participating? Why did we let this happen? We keep talking about this like it's about to happen. No, it happened already.
Yeah.
I said to Joanne Reed on Instagram the other day, this is the post-credit scene. This is not the trailer leading up to the movie. The movie just ended.
Yeah.
So this is the post-credit scene, and now the sequel is about to start.
Yeah.
And any levers we could pull to have any type of control to make any type of difference, those levers don't exist anymore. Yeah. So yeah, if you do that at a synagogue, if you do that at your church, there might be some well-meaning people who look at you crazy. And if there is a such thing as shame still, maybe you'll be ashamed of yourself when actually decent people look at you crazy. But what the decent people keep showing is we're not going to do nothing. Nobody going to put no hands on you. There's not going to be no accountability. You're not going to go to jail. And again, worst case scenario, you lose a job. So then what? because they're making it now where they can't even stop people from discriminating against you at work. Another thing that he wrote into law on day one.
Yeah, I saw that.
Right. So the white boss who all of his and here's the thing with that makes it so much worse, and why things like affirmative action and DEI needed to exist in the first place. Racism has made itself such a part of the systems that we all rely on, all of them, education, healthcare, our corporate infrastructure, that even people who aren't intending to be racist are. Right? I live in a white neighborhood. All of my friends are white. All of my colleagues are white. So all the people I'm going to hire are white. That doesn't sound like a person being racist until you realize that 60 years ago, they made it so only white people could live there where you live. Mm-hmm. Like people don't even, there's no safeguards and there's no guardrails anymore.
Yeah. And nothing to bring about equity rather than equality.
Right. So if you don't even have to consider clients that don't look, pray, love, and think exactly how you do, you won't, just out of comfort.
The NFL is going, they're going to love this.
Just out of comfort.
Yeah.
Right. So here we are again, man. Like I feel bad for women, for all women.
Yeah. Because they were the biggest beneficiaries.
Because the largest beneficiaries of such programs were white women.
Yeah.
Who have no idea that they just supported a system that's going to make life harder for them, except some of them are completely okay with that because they vote in the best interest of their patriarch-loving white supremacist husbands anyway. Yeah. If my husband's going to be stronger and more powerful, then by nature, so am I. So sorry, sisters. I know it was women's solidarity for that 1 month, but sorry.
Yeah. And there's no self-determination in that equation. So as your husband cheats on you and abuses you or whatever, you're stuck there because you've made that bed. But
what about when your husband's mistress gets pregnant and they can't hide the baby with the abortion anymore?
Man, listen.
What about when the handsome black kid on the basketball team gets your teenage daughter pregnant and you don't want to be ashamed at church when she shows up 16 and pregnant, so you get an abortion and you can't do that anymore? There's all these, a really good friend of mine just started to bring all of these unforeseen consequences that are going to start hitting people who didn't even realize that they would be impacted by the decisions that they want this man to make for them. Yeah. It's going to be a really scary couple decades. Everybody keeps saying 4 years. Nice. Like they really think at the end of this term, dude gonna be like, all right, I'm done. Appreciate you guys.
That was fun.
Yeah, right. And what world? He was trying to hold on to the power when he didn't have every lever working for him. Y'all think now at the end of this term, we're going to have a fair election when he goes on stage after this one, as he's getting inaugurated and tells the world, Elon, you're good with those vote counting computers? Like they're not even pretending anymore, saying all the quiet parts out loud because what are you going to do?
Well, one thing that we can do for those of us who have kind of brought Elon Musk into our homes, our worlds, our garages, whatever, is understand the truth in this moment. You know what I mean? Like we don't have to support the people who are harming us or who are emboldening those who would harm us. Because again, there's people that are like, well, Elon Musk didn't harm us. He makes a good car or truck or whatever. No. If you're black, we're at the end of the conversations that we're willing to have. We're at the end of the black negotiations in terms of us being all.
Another moment that hit close to home for you and I specifically is we had conversations with these people. Mm. The Anti-Defamation League. Jumped on Elon Musk's, because I don't know how you say Musk's
it's hard to say.
In the possessive.
Yeah.
On Elon Musk's.
I stumbled over it in the article. Yeah.
To defend him, bro.
Yeah, no, I saw it. Yeah.
The organization whose entire purpose for existing is to keep people from defaming Jewish people. Yeah. As he hails Hitler, y'all going to explain to us that was just an awkward moment for him twice?
Well,
again, there are no guardrails anymore, bro.
Oh.
Everybody has sold out. Everyone.
Well, I didn't sell out and Q didn't sell out. So if you like me and Q, You know what I'm saying? Like, we're here to tell you that you're not crazy. Another thing I want to say, though, while we're here, is that I saw some people posting some stuff on, like, Facebook and whatever, right? And it would be a picture of Kamala Harris with her hand stretched out. And it'll be a picture of, like, Hillary Clinton or Barack Obama or all these other, like, Democrats, right? And former presidents and whatnot, with their hands stretched out, like Elon Musk. But nobody posted videos. They just posted the still shots, right?
Because when you're waving at a parade, it looks like this.
Yeah, you can catch somebody in that pose. You can, like, if you want people to settle down, you know, the first part of the settle down looks
waving at a parade. It looks like this.
Yeah. But that's why they didn't have any videos. So again, you're not crazy. Don't let anybody convince you that you're crazy. And if you feel like this sort of behavior and this sort of person that would allow the N-word back on and all these white supremacist groups, and then share their content with his millions of followers, and then do a salute on top of it, a person that attacked DEI. He was the one that the first time I heard DEI must die came from Elon Musk. If this is the person that you and the type of thinking that you push back against, don't support him. It's very, very simple. You don't got to buy his cars. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's other option. I mean, I know Henry Ford was a what's the word when you don't like Jewish people? What's that word?
An anti-Semite?
Yeah. He was as well.
Clearly show his buddy, but
no,
people who he's offending to their faces don't think so.
But listen, for those of us who still subscribe to the same shared reality and haven't given into the MAGA delusion, again, it's important for us to have these conversations just to let you know that you're not crazy. You didn't, you saw what you saw. You did not see it. That's funny how that sounds. And, what we can do, we will. And for me, that means no Teslas, no Tesla support. Whenever I see somebody in a Tesla, buying a Tesla, anything, I'm looking at you like, are you a Nazi?
Yeah, we gotta help a close friend of ours get up out of that.
Oh, we got a couple of friends, but yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Look, man.
It's a bad look, especially now. So, Elon Musk with the Nazi salute. Of course, as always, we open the floor up to you. If you have something to add, or if you want to try to change either of our minds, you can't. You can do so using the red microphone talkback feature on the iHeartRadio app, or you can hit me on all social media. I am at Ramses Ja.
I am Q Ward on all social media as well.
And until we talk,
peace.
This has been a production of the Black Information Network. Today's show is produced by Chris Thompson. Have some thoughts you'd like to share? Use the red microphone talkback feature on the iHeartRadio app. While you're there, be sure to hit subscribe and download all of our episodes. I am your host, Ramses Ja, on all social media. Join us tomorrow as we share our news with our voice from our perspective, right here on the Black Information Network Daily Podcast.